Have to sneeze. Excuse me. Okay, you know what? I just went live on Instagram for the first time, and like, I'm so glad that I did that. I've always had this like fear of being live on camera because I can't control what the people are seeing. Like, it's what is happening in this current moment. So I just would never do it. But I'd always love to watch other people's lives, and I found it fun. And I'm like, yeah, maybe one day like I'll get comfortable enough to go on my social media and go live. And I guess today was that day, which is perfect because that goes very hand in hand with what today's topic is about, which is doing the things that make us scared. Doing what we're afraid of. Doing what makes us scared. Whatever I end up titling this, that's the topic, right? Hold on, one sec. Yeah, I was going to do a whole setup. Let me like maybe turn on a light or something. Okay, so I just decided we're gonna keep it as is. Yeah. Hi guys, I hope everyone has been having an amazing February and having a great Black History Month for all my brothers and sisters out there. This is our month to reflect on our history, acknowledge our leaders, the ones that are still here and the ones that have passed, that have created a path for us to be able to do what we do best, which is being Black, brown, and beautiful. So today we're gonna be talking about doing the things that make us scared and why it's important and crucial for our growth and understanding of ourselves and our capabilities. At the beginning of this video, you saw me. That was when I was 18 years old. That was actually my first 3 months at that school, freshman. And you guys know I love singing. I have posted a couple videos of me singing, and I think I'll like pull out all my archives and just post them on YouTube so like you guys can see just my history of being a singer. That was one of the videos of me back in 2018 singing at the talent show. That was a very scary thing for me to do. I didn't know anybody. I wanted to make friends, but I was too scared to like go and say hi to people. Super shy, which is like so not like me because in high school I was like very extroverted. But those of you that are watching this that knew me in high school, you did not. Just kidding. I loved who I was in high school, but I was very different. And I think we can all say the same thing. I just happened to be very, very extroverted. In high school, not afraid of really anything, didn't really care about what people thought. But then as you grow up, especially going to a new school where you don't know anybody, a lot of my like insecurities became, well, more of an insecurity. It wasn't really my #1 school of choice. So yeah, it was a private Christian school. And if you guys know anything about private Christian schools, you know that they're very different from public universities. I've been in choir all of my life, but I had never done a solo performance kind of like that one. I had never done a talent show in high school. I loved to sing and I knew I could sing. I just was more afraid of, well, one, messing up, but also afraid of putting myself in a place where like people are watching me and maybe like, I just didn't want to be seen. So me doing the talent show in college at a new school where I'm not comfortable and like didn't know anyone, I tried it. And hold on, my camera's about to die. Okay, we're back. Do you guys notice something? Do you notice anything? Do you notice how like exponentially clearer I sound? Perhaps I have a microphone now. Here on How She Sees It, we are always seeking to improve our customers' experience. So we thought it best to invest in, well, some new technology to make your experience a bit better. So hopefully my audio is better than before and you can hear me. I mean, like the Canon, okay, so I have a Canon G7X, sorry guys, tangent. The built-in microphone is actually not that bad. It's what I've been using this whole time, but I wanted to have a better microphone. So yeah, I got the Movo mic. You can't see what it looks like, but it's this big furry ball on my camera. I hope it, you know, just makes your viewing experience better. Leave a note in the comments or, you know, leave a 5-star review or better yet, subscribe. So back to what I was saying. I was like, let me join the talent show, see what it's about. I was terrified when I did that, like truly terrified. Was not my best performance listening back, but at the time, I thought I did amazing. And you know what? I did do amazing. Am I a better singer now? Yes. But at the time, that was the best that I was. I remember saying that that was like one of the best days of my life. Little did I know, better days were ahead. But I wanted to show this video because I genuinely believe, just based off experience, that doing the things that make you scared help you better understand what your capabilities are. Even if you're more scared of failing. You know, sadly, we live in a world where we don't want to fail publicly. We're afraid of trying the things and fear that it doesn't go as we hoped or as we expected. Everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, that didn't work out, so I guess this person's a loser. Like, let's just, instead of just doing it and trying, we just don't. We don't do it at all. And I only know that because I've literally done that with several things. And you know what? We continue to dream about it, and it's always on the back of our mind, especially when we're working our 9 to 5 or like we're at a job that we're not happy at. And I think that's why I started my YouTube channel. That's why I'm putting out these videos, because there is a chance that if we do go after the things that we enjoy doing and we do them out of passion and out of pure joy of doing it, what if we succeeded? Instead of, you know, dreaming and dreaming and dreaming about the same thing, the what if, always thinking about the what if, because I find myself thinking about the what if almost every single day. Can you imagine how your future self would be thanking you? I have a goal of putting out 100 videos before I quit YouTube. And if after that 100 videos, you know, I haven't really grown, it's starting to drain me more than fulfill me, then, you know, on to the next. At least I can say that I tried, and then who knows, maybe later on you'll see me back, How She Sees It Part 2, Channel 2, you never know. After 100 videos, maybe it's on my 100th video that is when I get my big break. Oh God, God forbid, please YouTube algorithm, do not do that to me, because that would really suck. But let's say that it did happen that way. At least all the work that I've put in up to that 100th video, I finally made something that, you know, is picking up and we succeed. Wouldn't I be glad that I at least did it? That I was consistent with it? You know, I'm talking to myself right now, and, you know, talking to you too. I got the opportunity to speak at the University of Washington. They had a panel where they were highlighting a lot of Black creatives and leaders in their industries, and they wanted to hear our stories. And so they invited me to come out and share with the students at UW about my experience being a Black creator and businesswoman in my industry, in the fashion industry, what that has been like. And here's a little snippet of how that went.
It was one weekend and then the second weekend. Because Star was not being well.
Hey guys, so we made it. We're here. It was pouring. I walked in the rain. I had my silk scarf and my Telfar as an umbrella. This is the look.
That's kind of a moment right there. I love it.
It's an anime tattoo, but realism. And then I have
That's what I was wondering.
I have like another Naruto.
When I was in college, I went on a mission trip to Uganda, and I got to experience things and see how things are done. I didn't like the way that the organization was treating those children that people are paying so much money to sponsor. I feel like there was a lot of disconnect and a lot of things that didn't really make sense, like where the funds were going and stuff. And so I made it one of my goals to one day carry out my own mission in my homeland, Kenya, and eventually I want to go back to Uganda and help the kids there. The reason why I want to talk about that specifically with you guys is because when I started, I didn't have any of the resources to make this happen. I just used the resource that I had, which is social media. One thing I'm doing with my platform this year is I'm trying to tell people to take advantage of the power of social media and the platform that you do have, whether you have, 150 followers or less or more, doesn't matter, you have a platform. the power of the tongue is very, very strong. So everything that you speak out loud has energy, and speaking things into existence makes them come true, even the things that you write down. So growing up, like she always told me to write letters to God of all the things that I've wanted to achieve. She said that she's been doing that since she was young, and she would go back years later and read those letters, and everything that she wrote down came true. And I started doing that in college, and everything that I've written down has been coming into fruition. Maybe it's something that I write down many years ago or months ago, and it happens a lot later, but there's so much power in word. Everything that you say, everything that you speak. So be careful about the things you speak over your life and the things you speak over others. And always speak positively to yourself. I have self-talks all the time with myself, and I think that that has a huge impact on how I'm able to do things on a day-to-day. But my mom really taught me that you can do anything if you speak it into existence. I've seen her do it. I mean, I just want to really emphasize like trying all the things, especially when you're in college. I went to a small private Christian school, so I didn't have the college experience that I had thought I would have. And instead of, just dwelling on that and being sad about it, I decided to jumpstart my career and use those 4 years to take advantage of every opportunity that was given to me. Being a Black woman at a predominantly white school in a predominantly white school district is already knowing before I even walk in the space that people are gonna underestimate me. One thing I do now is wherever I go, my goal is to create a lasting impression. So that means like stepping out with the looks, with the fashion, with the style. Representing myself in a way that people will remember their experience with me. And I think that changes the narrative of how people look at Black women, about how people look at Black people, is when you enter the spaces and you leave such a good impression. And so once I learned that, once I figured out that I have a voice, it matters, people want to hear what I have to say, that really changed a lot. And I think that that's something I really want to instill in my younger siblings too. Because what you were saying earlier about how at a young age, when kids get especially Black kids, when they get into trouble at school, they're immediately criminalized, and they start to have this perception of themselves that, what I'm doing is wrong, there's something wrong, people are looking at me in a certain way. It happens to my little brother all the time at school, and I have to remind him that you are special, you are different. What you say matters. You are not what they are telling you that you are. You're not the person that's supposed to be getting in trouble and going to detention all the time. That's not you. That's not who you are. They're gonna try and tell you that that's who you are and that's where you're supposed to be, but it's not. You walk into these rooms knowing who you are, where you come from, your culture, having pride in that. And then once you grasp that and you're able to now put that into the way that you dress and the way that you talk and all that, the confidence, it starts to build and build and build and build. And now every person that interacts with you, every space that you go into, they're just like, wow, there's something different about that person. What can I learn from them? But now, it's exciting to go into spaces where I know that I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be, there's not gonna be people that look like me. Okay, let me take advantage of that. The panel was called Young, Gifted, and Black. And, it surrounded Black excellence, our careers, our why behind our work. Honestly, treated this panel more as a conversation and talked to the students as if I was talking to my sister or my brother. When they first asked me to come and join this panel, I was just like, okay. Not really sure, what am I gonna talk about? I tend to stutter when I'm nervous a little bit. I stutter. And I didn't get this problem until I got into college. So I was afraid of that happening, on this panel. Thank God it didn't, because I had to remind myself, it's okay, just say what you have to say. Don't be in a rush to say it. Think about it. Take your time. Nobody's timing you. This isn't a 5 to 7 minute presentation with 10 to 15 slides, because those were the days. we do not miss those days. And I was able to inspire other people that are just like me, that I was in their shoes like a year ago, you know, trying to figure out what it is that I want to do. How is my gift, how is what I have to offer the world beneficial? Why does it matter? Why do I matter? And I said, you know what? When you walk into that room, you need to know who you are. You need to know the culture that you come from, the value that you bring. Let it literally like ooze off of you. And people will see that and they will recognize that. And they're gonna know that there's something different about you. Confidence exudes off of you when you walk into a space knowing the value that you bring. So I had to keep it real with those students, and I had to be like, you know, my teachers would look at me and they would automatically think, this was in high school, that I didn't have any value to bring or that I wasn't capable of outshining or performing. That happened. I had to change the way that I represented myself. And when I got into college and I was at that school where I didn't know anyone, me doing the talent show, putting myself out there and doing it with confidence really changed things. It makes people notice you. And I was afraid, but you wouldn't know I was afraid. Anyways, what I had to say at that panel inspired people, even though it scared me to do it. I was like shaking a little bit. My voice matters. People care about what I have to say. Just like people care about the art that you want to put out. People care about the content that you want to put out. People want to get more from you. They want more from you. And so stop being scared and post your content, post your videos, try it 100 times. And if by the 100th time it's not working out, okay, now we can start to think, you know, Christy, maybe this isn't for you. I wanted to share kind of my experience speaking on the panel. I did have some people, when I posted about it on Instagram, they're like, oh, like, where's the videos and stuff? So I wanted to share my experience, but also kind of give you something to take home with you. I want to challenge you this week, this month, this year, to do one thing that really freaks you out, that really scares you. You don't have to post about it. You don't have to like announce that you did it. Just do it and reflect over how it made you feel and if you're capable of doing it again, because usually it's the things that like we least expect to do well that do well. I am 22 years old. I got my corporate dream job right out of college. When 2020 started, right before we went into COVID, I made it my resolution to get in front of the camera more because I was really afraid of being on camera and like putting myself out there. But the thing is that I knew that I wanted to be a content creator and I wanted to be a musician, a singer. I wanted to be a public figure. So I was like, Christy, we gotta get you out of this fear. I thought to myself, I'm going to make it my resolution in 2020 to take more photos, do photo shoots, just to build my confidence. Next thing you know, last year was, 2022. So 2 years into it is when I started getting some big paid gigs. Like I did a shoot for Love Bridal, just did one with Motzi, and I started getting paid collaborations with local brands and started working with Proto 101. Just did a collab with Mod Pizza. And so the stuff that I was doing wasn't for free anymore. But I would still do it for free. Like I still do these things for free because they're fun. Modeling is more of a creative outlet, especially if it's a collaboration, it's a creative outlet for me. You guys know I love to vlog my shoots and stuff, and so I had to think long and hard about what it is that I wanted, and I know that I'm no longer afraid of that anymore. Definitely like being in front of the camera is like, I love being in front of the camera now. Now I can start thinking like, okay, like what do we want to do with this career-wise, like professionally, like what is the next step? Like I'm just throwing out examples from my personal life of the results of doing the things that make me scared. Now I just did this panel. Would I do it again? Absolutely. In fact, I think motivational speaking is something that I'd love to do later in life. The life that I'm building for myself is a life that I never imagined for myself 4 years ago. I get asked all the time by people that are honestly already in the industries. They ask me, they're like, how did you get this opportunity? And it's like, when you put yourself out there, you start to attract what you put out. And so the more that you do something, you know, the more opportunities that open. On this channel, I'm here to share my experiences, things that I'm learning in my 20s, And that is one thing that I've learned and something I'm gonna continue to challenge myself to do. And I wanna challenge you too. I hope that you guys have a great week and that you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think because I do love reading those. And yeah, my thing that I'm doing that makes me afraid is this YouTube channel, having to promote myself. Like that scares me because I'm like, what are people gonna think? But I'm doing it anyways. And so if I can do it, you can do what makes you scared too. Follow me on Instagram, keep up with my journey. I'm trying to post as much as I can with my job that completely consumes me. I love my little family, my little community here. And I look forward to experiencing my 20s with you. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.